Okay, so building off what we just did, I'm going to create a few simple little bar charts and line graphs. So let's first work on the day of the week. I see here I have my Monday, my days of the week in column A, and I'm just going to call that, I'm going to create a new header row and call this day of the week. Some of these items are going to be um, on our graph as titles, and then we'll count this as reference transaction. I'm going to expand these just a little bit. Okay, so I'm actually going to hide this row for now. I'm going to hide this row for now. I'm only wanting to keep those things that I want to be in my graph. And I'm going to hide this row. So it's pretty lean and mean here. I'm going to highlight these items that I want to be reflected in the graph. I'm not going to include this title item. I'm going to go to Insert. The first thing I'm going to do is select a line graph so we can see the trends, how busy things are across the week. So I go to Line, and I'm just going to select this first 2D line. And looking here, you can see the peaks and valleys of reference transactions. And if you watch the tutorial I created earlier in the week, you will see how to fine-tune that to make it look like you wish. You could also use that same data and create a bar chart or a column chart. I'm going to use this column chart. I still have my data highlighted. I'm going to go to Insert, Column, and just create a regular 2D column. This essentially shows the same data as the line graph, just a slightly different format. I actually like the line graph better, so I'm going to go revert back to the line graph. Okay, so I'm going to keep that there. And now let's look at the day of the week, or excuse me, let's look at the time of the day. So I'm going to call this time of day. There we go. I'm going to hide these codes. I'm going to just hide it. I'm going to hide this percent column as well. And we'll just call this reference transactions. I'm going to highlight everything except not the total. I'm going to go to Insert, select Line, and now you can see the peaks and valleys of the time of day. And while that is interesting, it really may be helpful to look at a whole week's picture at a time. I'm just going to move this over for now. The date is still hiding there underneath. And so this final row is actually is day of the week by time of day. So I'm going to do day and time. And we'll call this reference transactions again. And I was lazy and only went through a few time periods of the day. But if I were doing this to give to somebody, I would do all the days of the week and all the times of the day. So the first thing I want to do is I actually want to organize this by my day of week first. And so looking at this data, it looks like I would really like things to be organized first by day of the week and then by time of the day. And that is not going to be the cleanest little job. So I'm going to actually cut this, move it down a little bit, and we're going to do some cutting and pasting. So I'm going to just cut this Monday 9 to 11 row and put it here. There's probably a more savvy way to do this. And I didn't go anywhere past 1 p.m. So if I did, I would have done all of my Mondays. Now let's work on our Tuesdays. Okay, so now we have Mondays through Saturdays, and we're looking at the 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. slots to see how the trend looks. And I'm going to choose a line graph. So I've highlighted I actually want my headers in there, so I'm highlighting everything that I want to be included. I go to Insert and Line Graph. And now my head of reference can look to see what are the peak times during the week. And that actually may be the most useful for her. So then I could copy and paste that into my report. I hope that helps. Let me know.